What is up, people? Welcome back to the channel. So I never do this. I've never done this ever, but today I turned the camera back on. I already filmed my show earlier, as you know, and since I filmed the show and I talked about the new Pioneer mixer, some new developments have came up. My DMs kind of filled with a few leaks, and I now know the complete down low, like for real, like no joke. Before I was speculating about a lot of things. I heard things, but some of it was speculation, and I was right with most of it. I will say that, but I'm about to give you guys the whole down low with new pictures and everything coming up. And before, I want to preface this with, like, if this is, Pioneer, if you're watching this, my bad on the leaks, but again, I said in my other video, I'm a big fan of Pioneer. I'm a big fan of like everything they do, and I think they're hands down the best mixer. Like, they're the shit. Okay, it's all I use. I'm very excited about this sort of news, and if you want to shut me up, put me on an NDA and send me one, and I won't say a peep, and I'll review it, and I'll most likely praise all the stuff from the mountaintops because I think you make great stuff and whatnot, but. Till then, I got to share the news with the people. I'm very, very excited about this. I hope you guys are ready, okay? Number one, this is the REV7 in its case, in the Pioneer hard case. This is real, okay? It's essentially an S7 with two 7-inch motorized platters. Now, there's not a screen in the middle like I thought. I was wrong there. There's not a screen in the middle, okay? There is screens in the center of the motorized platters, and like we speculated, the motorized platters are essentially donuts. I think it's a new design. I don't think it's ever really been done before. I never seen anything like this. It's essentially a donut that motorizes around. The screen stays still, and you have the platter that moves around. There's a Magville fader on this, and pretty much all the features of an S7 is built into this one controller with motorized platters. Done deal. I believe it weighs 23 pounds, which isn't that heavy for this thing. Put it in a soft case. My God, this is like by far the greatest controller to ever hit the market. This is going to change the game. Pioneer is going to sell a bajillion of these things. I am so excited. I literally am buying one the second I can. I don't give a shit. I'll take my money. I'm buying this. The second I get my hands on it, I'm going to review it, and it's going to be my new go-to. I literally cannot wait for this thing. Now, the second controller, I was a little off on, okay? I'm going to give you the whole down low right now, though, okay? This is the second controller. It's not the REV10. It's the REV1. Got a picture right here. It's in a soft case, okay? Looks like large platters. It reminds me a lot of the Newmark controller. There's a Newmark, what's it called? I forget. I reviewed it one time. I'll put the video up here of me reviewing it. It reminds me a little bit of that. Obviously, it's going to be a lot more robust, a lot better quality, in my opinion, I'm sure. But this is supposed to kind of replace the SB3. It's smaller, but it has oversized platters. You still have the 4 pads or the 8 pads and everything. It looks like it has the dongle effects to trigger them, but I'm assuming there's not onboard effects on this. This is going to be those dongles will trigger the Serato effects, similar to the Rain 1. I think this is going to be a great option for people kind of starting out, someone that, doesn't want to spend a bunch of money, but still wants something that's robust, full-size faders, big platters. This is a great controller to learn on, in my opinion, because then, it looks big enough to me that, like, once you learn on this, you'll be able to easily translate, transition into like real pro gear and not have a problem. Because that's one problem I honestly have with a lot of the beginner stuff. When they make it with like smaller faders or super, super small platters, it's a good place to learn, but it's harder to kind of transition into pro gear because you're so used to the smaller stuff. And then you get to the pro gear where you have all this room and, just bigger faders and everything. There's definitely, it's going to be harder to adjust to. So something like this, I think, is just like the way to go. Super pumped about both controllers. I can't wait to like play with each of them. Coming out, the announcement will be made on Thursday in 2 days. Mark my words. I don't know a price. That's the only thing. I don't know for sure a price. I would guess that this controller, the REV1, is probably under $1,000, maybe $500, $600, something like the FLX6, right? Something similar, comparable to that. Whereas the REV7, like I said, is definitely going to be upwards of $1,500, probably $2,000. That's my guess. I think it's going to MSRP for $2,000. That's my total guess. If it's less than that, it's going to be a steal. Regardless, it's going to be hard to get. Pre-order it when you can. This thing's going to fly off the shelves. It's going to change the game. Shout out to Pioneer. And yeah, crazy stuff, people. Seriously crazy stuff.